Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that I am so looking forward to filming. This is going to be a get ready with me. I'm actually going to be using some of my absolute favorite products and I am going to let you know about some things that I just do not spend my money on or do not spend my money on any longer. Just having a little bit of a chat with you about finances and how I spend my money and how I do not spend my money. And if you're interested in that, do stay tuned. It's going to be me doing my makeup, and if you want to see more makeup videos, if you want to hear more chatty get ready with me, it's because I love filming those with a burning passion. Don't forget to subscribe because I try and upload at least 5 videos a week. I'm gonna take my ring off so I can do some primer. I am gonna be actually, after this I'm filming like a Sephora recommendations. So I'm actually gonna do a full face of the things that I'm gonna, like some of the things that I'm gonna be mentioning. So this is gonna be like, I'm not gonna be talking about makeup, but if you want to see some of the best makeup that I've tried in 2022, check out the description box. I'm gonna link all of the things down below because I'm literally just gonna be doing a full face of the best, and I'm very, very excited. This is also one of the good things about me starting a little bit of a low buy and having not like new stuff every day of the week, is that I can dive back into my absolute favorites and just do more stuff, other things. I don't know if this is going up while the Sephora sale is going on, but if it is going up as the Sephora sale is going on, I will also leave the video that I'm filming after this, like my recommendations. I will leave that down below in case you are interested in seeing me talk about the makeup that I'm going to be using, not just using it. I'm going to be talking about both things for my home and of course mostly makeup and beauty, and also I'm going to be talking about a little bit when it comes to like fashion. So let me start. I only think I have one thing that's like fashion. Yes, I only have one thing that's like fashion, and then I only have one thing that's like home decor and stuff. So when it comes to fashion, I do not spend my money on fashion or accessories. They are almost right. So if I want that one thing and I really think that that could bring something to my wardrobe, bring something to like just the way that I dress and the way that I match my clothes, I never look for a dupe. I never look for a, oh, but what if I can get this for less money, or what if I can, I never do that. And I would never buy a fake of something because usually those actually finance like criminal activity. There's actually really good documentaries made about this. Would highly recommend you to take a peek into that if you are thinking about buying like fake goods. There's so much more going into it than just buying a fake designer bag. But yeah, I just would recommend you to like really look into that. But I never spend my money buying almost the right thing, because if it's really something that I want, if it's really something that I'm like, oh, I really wish that I could have this, the next best thing is just not gonna give me the joy that the perfect thing would give me. And I don't buy a lot of clothes, so this only really works if you're like me and you're adding few things to your closet at a time. I buy maybe one piece of garment per month, like something like that. That's if sometimes I won't buy anything for a month, and then I'll make a Zara order and I'll buy 3 things because it's the 3 things that I have been looking at these past couple of months. Sometimes I won't buy shoes for 6 months, and then like I did now, I bought a pair of sneakers from Saint Laurent. I'm just saying that for me, that works out better. But if I found those sneakers and then started to try and find a dupe for them at the more affordable shops, I know myself, I wouldn't have been happy with that. I wouldn't have been satisfied with that, and I would have kept looking for the perfect pair of sneakers. But I found them and I bought them, and I'm very happy with them. And now I am not looking for sneakers anymore. Sneakers disappeared from my wish list because I bought the ones that I wanted. And this has truly been the way for me to own less clothes, less shoes, and less bags. And even though I have a cabinet here with shoes and bags, and even though I have quite a few of them, I still have less quantity wise than I did before I started having this like fewer but nicer things mentality when it came to fashion. Because at the end of the day, I used to own maybe 20 pairs of brown heels before, because I was still looking for that perfect pair of brown heels. But now I have one pair. Now I have 2 pairs. One pair of light beige and one pair of darker brown. I'm fine. I don't need any more. I have the 2 perfect ones. I'm done. Let's see if I can take the home decor thing now. And listen, don't unsubscribe. Don't leave my channel. Don't come for me. But I do not spend money, at least not a lot of money, on decor that is not in my house all the year. Which means that I do not spend a lot of money on Christmas decor, on Halloween decor, on stuff that's like, this is only my autumn pillows, or this is my... I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't mind spending money on stuff that is always going to be there. But when it comes to stuff like that, I don't spend my money on it, and I'm actually kind of happy about it. And I know that some people are going to be like, no, but I love Christmas and I love Halloween and like I need a decor. For me, I like a little decor. I don't mind it, but I'm not going crazy. I also don't like being in a super cluttered home. So for me, I feel like a lot of these things just end up being decor on decor on decor on decor, and it makes me feel like I am in a cluttered home. So I don't want that for myself, and for that reason, I'm not spending money on that. And I will say there is a lot of people out there that spend a lot of money on something that is going on. And they spend money every year buying new stuff, adding to their collections. And I feel like I don't mind buying a few things. I even told my husband, because IKEA here, I saw when we were there, did I get some shimmer in my... Where's the shimmer coming from? Where did I find this shimmer? Oh my God. I saw when we were at IKEA that they have some holiday stuff that is very Scandinavian, like the big stars that you will have in the windows. And I was like, you know what, I wouldn't mind buying something like that. I wouldn't mind buying one of those stars and putting in our window. Maybe one in the kitchen, maybe one in the living room. I wouldn't mind that. That sounds cute. Maybe even one here. I like that. That is a very us tradition. But I'm also thinking maybe that's it. Maybe that's all we're gonna do, and I'm okay with that. I feel like my tan is really disappearing from me. It might be time to bring out the self-tanner. Is self-tanner season starting? Is that where we are? I will say, I totally understand if this is your thing, spend money on it. But if it's not your thing, if you're just doing it because everybody else is doing it and you're feeling like, oh, I need to buy something new to add to the collection each year, do you? Do you really need that? Could you be spending money, this amount of money, because it's usually kind of expensive? Could you be spending that money on something that you actually love? I'm just saying, don't spend money on it because everybody else is spending money on it if that's not something that truly brings you happiness, because it truly does not bring me happiness. Okay, let's get into some beauty. And I'm gonna start with something that's very popular this time of the year, which is advent calendars. I will not spend money on that, not only because I don't need more makeup items, but I hate the idea of someone choosing makeup for me when it's that expensive. Because advent calendars can be hundreds of dollars. Most advent calendars that are not just full of absolute crap is at least $100, some being several $100s. If you have very little makeup, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if I would recommend an advent calendar to anyone, because you literally could end up with a calendar full of stuff that you do not love. If you are Swedish, you are probably, if not, like, I don't know, if you're in a coma, if you're not watching one of my close friends, Maggie's videos. She is doing basically like all the advent calendars that are around, especially the beauty ones. She will open them and she will give you your thoughts on them. But like, for me, if I were to buy an advent calendar, I would want the surprise element. I would want to be surprised, but I also would like to have like a guarantee that I'm surprised in a positive way. Like, I don't want to be surprised and be like, I paid $150 for this. Samples of products that I just didn't want, or products that obviously they weren't able to sell. I don't know if there's any part of my life where I would like to get 20 or 25 items that I don't already know of, that I didn't pick myself, where there is a chance that I might get stuff that I'm not going to use or that I already have, or that I just am not going to think is like worth it. I don't see that ever being something for me. I might be wrong. I'm just saying, I don't see that being for me. Is this the color for me today? I think this is the color for me today. I also will say I usually do not buy mystery boxes, and mystery boxes I am against for a different reason, and that is that if I like a brand and they have a mystery box, I already probably own everything that's in that mystery box. And that's why I really enjoy the mystery box that Unearthly did, because they did a mystery box with all exclusive items, like all items that hadn't been like shown before, or that hadn't been, what I want to say, that haven't been in the original like line. She's thinking about maybe pulling some of them back as like part of the line, but like the mystery box was all like different. I like being surprised, but I will also like to have some kind of a security that I'm gonna be happy surprised and not disappointed surprised. So I try to not put, instead of buying $150 advent calendar or the value of $300, I'd like to instead buy $150 of products that I chose for myself, and even though I'm getting less things, at least I chose them. I know I'm gonna use them, and I think that in the end, I think that's going to be for the best. Something else that I try to not get, and this is more of a know thyself. I try to not get stuff that I know I don't use or I know I don't go through. I was at Bath & Body Works a while ago because I wanted to get some more scented candles. Scented candles is actually, I'm having one of them back here. It's the lemony one. It's so fresh and delicious. I'll be back to squeaky chair. I don't know how to feel about this, but it's so lovely and so delicious, and I love, oh, that is beautiful. I love how it smells. I love everything about it. And when I was in the Bath & Body Works, we were also smelling some other scents, and my husband was like, oh, but if you like it, maybe if you don't like it in a candle, maybe you'd like it in a body lotion. I was like, I don't use body lotion. I'm sure I would love it in the body lotion, but I'm not going to use that. And even though I'm sure I would love the product, and every blue moon when I used it, I'm sure I would enjoy it, but I have one body lotion. And that is fine. That is enough, because I literally use body lotion once a month. Why would I want to buy another one? Because I don't use that. I know myself, and I know that I don't use that. And that is the same reason why when there's a sale, when there's like something is on a discount, even if it's something that I love, if I don't go through that, buying it on a discount, buying it on sale, it doesn't serve any kind of purpose, because I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to need that again. It's the thing with like, let's go into the next one. Let me actually put some lip liner on first. Sec. One thing that I won't buy, that's like a really simple and easy thing, and this is something that maybe this is also like home decor, but it's also coming back to this whole I don't like clutter. I will never ever buy any makeup or beauty item to display, because I don't like how it looks. So it doesn't matter how pretty something is. I don't think that's decor. For me, that looks cluttered. I don't like the look of that. And this just comes back to my personal like decor style. I don't even like that in my beauty room. That's why I don't have any makeup in the background, because I don't like it. I don't like how that looks. I used to have that, and I used to hate it, because I'm like, oh, my background looks so cluttered. Some of you loved it. And that only goes to show like how different we all are. But sometimes I have to stop myself when it comes to beauty stuff, because I'm like, oh, this is so pretty. Like the packaging is so beautiful. And it's like, but you wouldn't display it, because you don't like displaying stuff like that. You like having it behind I have literally cupboards, like cabinets, where I have closed doors where I have my makeup, because I don't want it to be shown. So I will never buy any kind of makeup for the packaging alone, because what's the point? I don't even want to display it. Speaking of clutter, this is one thing that I don't spend my money on, and I have done a video about this, but this also goes for, I'm using this palette, by the way. I'm doing a, what is this? I think this is the 4th look I'm doing with this palette on YouTube, and I thought we'd do, because I'm wearing this purple top, I thought we'd use the Wisteria. Holy bananas. I don't buy backups. I don't like clutter. I don't like have extra stuff. And honestly, buying backups only makes sense for stuff that either you know you're going to go through it within a reasonable amount of time and that you got it on sale. Great. I'm going to buy a backup of my shampoo at the Sephora sale, the Olaplex one. I love it. I use it once a week. I go through it. I'm going to buy a backup because I'm going to be able to get 20% off. And for me, that's a good deal. I also buy backups of stuff that like, there has to be this in the house. If I realize that I'm out of this, I need to be able to have another one to pick up. There's only 2 things that are like this, or maybe toilet paper, but you know, I always have like a big package of toilet paper. When we fill the bathrooms with the last one from the packaging in like in the closet, we'll buy a new one and put there because obviously you can't be without that. But I would never buy 2 packages at the same time. Why would I do that? I don't live in the wilderness. I live in a city. I can go buy a new one. I don't need to do that. Not even during COVID when people are going crazy about toilet paper, did I buy that. I'm not that person. The other things are toothpaste and hand soap. I need to have that in my house, so we will always have one backup of each of those. Because if I realize that I'm taking the last of the hand soap, or if I realize that I'm taking the last of the toothpaste, I'm still gonna want to like brush my teeth before I go to the grocery store, so I'm able to buy more. That's just the way it is. That's really pretty. So yeah, those are the 2 things that I have backup of. Otherwise, nothing. Is there anything that I need to have backups of? There is some makeup items, like I said, I know I'll go through them. I got them on sale, like I have them. I bought 2 of these. Where did I put it? Like the brow gel from Patrick Ta. I put it here somewhere. I have it in my brows today. That I bought 2 at the same time when they finally restocked at Sephora. I know I'm gonna go through it, but like having backups of something that you easily can go and buy again. Laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, shower gel, stuff that it's not a life or death situation. If you have to go and buy it the next day, that is money. Your money sitting in a cupboard, just existing. That's not a savings account. That's not how you save money. It's better to have that money in your bank account than to have it sitting on a shelf hoping to eventually be used, especially when it comes to makeup. Makeup can always be replaced by something else. If you're afraid that your favorite stuff is going to be discontinued, that leaves room for you to discover a new favorite. Don't buy a bunch of stuff for it to be sitting in a counter, for it to be laying around in a drawer, hoping that you're gonna get to it, hoping that you're gonna use it one day. What if you find a new favorite? What if you grow tired of it? What if you never get to it? Like, you don't know 100% sure that you're going to be able to use that item. Let me see if I can find a brush. You don't know that. You're hoping. But like, think about, sometimes I see people buying replacements of stuff that takes a year to use. Do you really know that you're going to be loving that item in a year? I mean, maybe you know that. Oh, I really need to be spraying that. That was in tens. Holy bananas. Okay. Whew. We need to be having a different tactic with that one. I'm just saying, don't assume what you are gonna like or what you are gonna want to use in a year's time. You just really do not know. Do not buy backups of cleaning supplies unless you're literally going through cleaning supplies at a quicker rate than you're going to the grocery store, because that is money that you could have had on your savings account or on just like your checkings account, just doing something else with than just having it somewhere to store it. Also, I know a lot of people sometimes say, oh, I need more storage. But what you really need is less things. I see all of these shows, all of these like TV shows and even YouTube shows organizing other people's stuff, and what everyone fails to mention is that you do not need to go out and buy more storage. You need to have less things. If you have a full closet full of backups of cleaning detergents, soap, all of that, go calculate how much money that is just sitting there waiting for you to use it. Would that not have been better in a savings account? Just asking for a friend. Another thing that I do not buy and that I don't really care about, and I think in the makeup industry or in the makeup community, we're sometimes having a hard time with this, and that is completing a collection or having everything in a line. If you don't like everything in a line, or if all the palettes that this makeup brand has come out with is not your favorite color story, you don't have to own them. You don't owe anyone anything, least of all yourself. You don't need to have everything. And even if it's your favorite formula, and one of them is literally a color that you will never, ever in a million years use, and you're not doing like a swatch video and you need all of them, you don't need to buy that. You don't need to complete the collection. I have never really been the kind of person, oh my god, look, I have eyeshadow in my eye. Don't do what I do, kids. I have never really been the person that feels the need to complete a collection or gets sad when I break up a collection. I will declutter. Even if I have every palette from a brand, I will declutter, because I want also to teach myself that it's not about having all of it. It is about keeping your favorites. You can try a lot of things and then let you know which ones are my favorite, but then I don't need to keep them if I don't love them. I can give them to someone else, because usually it's not a problem with quality. What is going on with this blend right here? That better? A little bit. It's not about usually that the quality is awful. It's like I'll declutter something where it's like, there's nothing wrong with this, but where am I going with this color story? It's not something I'm gonna reach for. So that happens from time to time. And I will say, don't get caught up in, oh, but I own 3 of them. Should I get the 4th? Should I get the 4th now that it's on sale? No, no, no. You don't need to. If you have something and it's your absolute favorite thing and it comes in one more color, buy the second color, sure, especially if it's on sale. But if you were in store and you saw these 2 palettes and you thought, this is my favorite color scheme, you bought that one and then you try it out and it ends up loving it, just because you buy the other one as well doesn't mean that you'll love the first one more. It just means that you have now even another item that you have to split your time using with, because if you had 7 days a week to wear that favorite product, if you buy one more, then it's 7 days a week to wear your 2 favorite products, and you even prefer one color story over the other. So don't feel a need to complete your collection. This also goes to Mercari, like buying stuff that has been discontinued on Mercari. I will never do that. And this is for 2 reasons. 3 reasons, to be honest. One of them being I don't care about completing a collection. There's always something out there that's going to be the next fun thing. Don't be out here spending hundreds of dollars buying stuff that's not available anymore, even if it's my collab palette. Although I will say sometimes, like, if there was this one thing that I really know that I would love, and I would, like, if my favorite perfume that's discontinued, if I used all of that up and I couldn't find something that's similar to that, you know what? Maybe I would go on Mercari and see if someone was selling theirs. So I can get it, but don't do it just because you feel FOMO. You feel like you missed out. You feel like you deserve to have that thing. I was doing a video, well, it's been a while ago now that you're seeing this, but I recently filmed it, where I was using that ColourPop and Avatar The Last Airbender palette. And I was Googling it because I was trying to get some pictures to put in my thumbnail. And I saw that people were selling the palette on Mercari for like $200-300. And now it's restocked. Don't fall for that. You never know if it's going to be restocked. You never know if it's going to be restocked. If you truly know this is never coming back, the brand has told you this is never coming back, and you were like, oh, I really wanted it, sure, but don't buy it for hundreds of dollars. I totally understand the whole thing of like, you really wanted to try this palette, but you didn't want to buy it full price, and then 6 months later you find it at 50% on Mercari from someone who tried it, but it wasn't their favorite, and then they disinfected it and they put it on Mercari. Sure, pay 50% for that. That's a great deal. It's something that you wanted that you can now get like less money off. But if it's an old makeup item and it's hundreds of dollars, like I saw people selling the Mi Vida Loca from Kat Von D for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it's like when the palette was like 5 years old. That's old makeup. You're paying for old makeup. Also keep that in account. Even though something has like a 2-year shelf life and it's technically from when you open it, it's not really though, because there is something still happening before you open it. Things still get older, so try to be smart when you're shopping, especially if it's from a brand that sometimes actually restocks older things like ColourPop. Don't buy discontinued things from ColourPop. Just don't. Either they are going to restock it or they're just going to come out with something else that's fun instead. Really, there is not a need. Okay, so I took a 1,000,000-hour break and we are back, but I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. At least the makeup looks great. So here's the thing. I am not perfect and I will spend stupid money on stupid things at times, but at least it's things that I chose for myself that makes sense, that I look at them and it makes me happy, stuff that fits in with my life, with my habits, with what I like to wear, what kind of things I like to have around me, and stuff that I actually use up. And I think the main thing about this, about like how you spend your money, is to really think, will this fit me? Because just because it fits absolutely everyone around you, your entire family, all your friends, and everyone you follow on social media, maybe it is not right for you. And also remember, sometimes you don't need that one thing. You might have something similar or something that's coming in the future that might fit you better. Never go for the second best thing unless you know that that's going to fully satisfy your need as well. I hope this video was somewhat entertaining. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and also in the description box. Like I said, all the things that I'm wearing is going to be. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!